And for the last 16 years, I've been presenting under the guise of the Joyologist, a range of programs. I've been presenting a stress, humour and health program at Auckland University for 10 years in succession. I've been delivering keynotes at conferences, and I've been running a good grief program. All of these programs designed to lift spirits and inspire others. I know it'll come as no surprise to you to know that we all wear a mask. In fact, we've probably got many masks we put on, and we go out and show up to the world. But sometimes we don't. Sometimes that mask can actually lock us away. And the story behind this cast piece is about 12 months ago, I met a young boy, about 18 years of age, who at the height of his emotional anxiety actually sutured his lips together. And he wrote a letter. And I really got the pain and I got the mute appeal of that letter, that such a young man could experience so much pain and not give voice to it. In order for us to express authentically, we need to be living into our multiple intelligences. We don't just have IQ, we have many intelligence. And when we do express across that range of intelligence, that's when we get full emotional expression. And when we are able to do that, we get to really express authentically. I can show you how to be the wind beneath their wings. Some of you may not be aware of this, but the World Health Organization tells me that by 2030, depression is going to be world health burden #1. My vision for 2020, so it's very close, is that we will be having an intimacy revolution. And so it was that I came to work with them for 5 years, developing a client intimacy program. I believe much of what we call depression is actually unresolved grief. Grief is actually a skill of deep living, which lets us connect with the world's suffering. It's also the midwife for us being able to fall in love with life again. We swing between grief and joy most of our lives as we deal with the life events that ultimately shape us. The trigger for hope, though, as we move through those times that test us, is laughter. It's in the sharing of vulnerable moments that we get to generate a degree of trust that actually creates that quilt of community. May I have your hands? Join hands. I shared with you earlier that story of Bob Hall, and I shared it for a reason. It's a story of adversity and endurance, but it's also a story of dogged commitment. In the same way, I am committed to your evolution. All my working life, I've believed we should be setting out with the intention of catching people doing something right. And at the turn of the century, in a contract that I had, I saw people were really floundering, and I started to write them all a one-page letter. And during the time that I was with that company, I wrote over 2,000 pieces of mail, honouring, celebrating, congratulating who I saw them to be. And at the end of that time, 2 years, I committed, right, from this point on, I'm going to send 3 pieces of what I call glad mail every day to somebody. With that same intent to honour, celebrate, congratulate, let them hear through writing what it is that I see in them. So the invitation today is for you to think of somebody who needs to hear from you today. Most people have all they need to be happy and fulfilled, but rarely capture the levels of excitement, engagement, or levels of expression they deserve to have. Across the globe, the emotional energy of the world is flatlining. My life's work has been about improving the quality of people's lives, bringing joy when it appears there's none, creating a platform where people can live fully self-expressed, a platform where grief and praise of life sit head of table. We're not just talking about transformation here, we're talking about regenesis. My name is Pat Armitstead. Welcome to your future. Welcome to a world of possibility. Welcome to a life authentically expressed. Welcome to a life worth living. Welcome to joyful empowerment. Welcome to a fully expressed life where humanity comes first.